What's going on, guys? So, it's part of a moving forward series. Obviously, right now we're still in a position where ammunition is either hard to come by or is oftentimes, when you can find it, it's prohibitively expensive. So what that does, obviously, it limits, hold on, there's a clue. Alright, better. It limits the amount of training that we can do of the live fire version. So, as I mentioned before, there's always things that we can keep doing to improve our position one way or another. Always something we can do to keep moving forward. And that is still an imperative with the way things are going, where things are headed. We need to be increasing all of these things as much as we possibly can. Now is definitely not the time to sit back and say, well, I can't do this, that, or the other because it's not available or too expensive or whatever. I know the temptation's there, but we got to try to fight that and always be finding ways to better your situation, better your position. So right now is a good time to take care of a lot of the little mundane things, right? So for example, right now is a good time to stock up on these. Oddly enough, magazines are still pretty available and prices haven't really changed too awful much. So get those extra handgun mags that you need. Get extra rifle mags that you need. You can't have too many of those, right? There's no such thing as a, okay, I've reached this number of magazines, I'm good. There is no such number. You can always use one more. You can always have one more. Simple thing to do, right? Upgrade your equipment. Now's a really good time to upgrade things and like get you some better sights for your handgun if that's something that you need. Now's a good time to upgrade those. They're pretty much available. Again, prices haven't been affected much. Get those better upgraded sights on your handgun. Another little thing, this is really not a little thing, it's a big thing. Continue upgrading and stocking away medical supplies. And by medical supplies, some of the biggest things, Band-Aids, gauze pads, gauze rolls, Coflex, polysporin, butterfly bandages, all those little things like that. Easy to get. You can get a lot of them. Stock away a lot of them, right? Now, it's important to make sure you have all of the appropriate trauma equipment, right? Pressure bandage, tourniquet, chest seals, etc. Highly important to have those. But I think it's even more important to have all the Band-Aids and gauze and all that stuff, because I can say with fairly strong certainty you're probably going to go through a lot more Band-Aids and polysporin and gauze and Coflex than you are pressure bandages and chest seals. You're probably going to go through a lot more of them. You're probably going to need a lot more of them. Not going to need a whole lot of pressure bandages. Not if you really think about it, right? Just saying. Doesn't mean you don't need them. I got to repeat that because somebody is going to run off into the weeds with that. You absolutely need them. Get more of them if you don't have enough. Get more tourniquets. Get more of that stuff. But it's really cost effective to stock up on a lot of these things, the Band-Aids and all that stuff. Those you're going to need a lot of. I'm probably going to go through a lot of them. Just saying. So that's just a couple of little things that I wanted to throw in your head and think about. Oh, one more thing I'll add. Parts, small parts for your handguns and rifles. Now, those can be a little iffy right now to get because a lot of manufacturers are they're pumping out supply as fast as they can, but gun manufacturers are eating up all the supply trying to get guns made because everything's still being sold. So you might have to, shop around, play around a little bit there. But important things to have, some of the biggest is just springs. Whatever springs your gun uses, get more. Especially recoil springs, trigger hammer springs, extractor springs, that sort of thing. Those are going to be key things that have to be replaced and wear, etc. So stock up on those. Stock up on things like pins, like trigger pins, hammer pins, and this applies to handguns and carbines, etc. Those are all things that you can get without spending a lot of money, typically, to stock up on. Get you a good supply of them. So again, just some simple little ideas. It's easy to get wrapped up in thinking about all the big things like, oh, I need a case of ammo, but I can't afford case ammo right now, or I need all these other big ticket items, and you might need them, but it doesn't mean you should just be waiting around for that to happen and not doing these other smaller things in the meantime, because they're, again, relatively low cost items, but they're things that we need to stock up a lot on. So just a little thought, and it's another way just to keep moving forward, keep improving your position, and be ready. So take care, stay ready. I'll see y'all on another one. Tick tock.